Over 3.5 million travelers face secondary inspections, delays, or even outright denials at U.S. entry points every single year. And most of them have no idea why it happened until it's too late. And no, this isn't about outdated visa info from 5 years ago. These are the rules quietly updated in 2024 and now fully enforced in 2025. Before you book that flight, cross that land border, or even apply for a U.S. visa, watch this video till the end, because one missed update could cost you your entire trip or worse, your immigration future. Number 1. Major USCIS fee increase. Let's start with something that'll hit your wallet before you even step foot in the U.S. A major increase in USCIS filing fees. As of April 1, 2024, the U.S. government implemented its first comprehensive adjustment of immigration fees in over 7 years. And the result? Almost every application is now more expensive. For example, the cost of applying for a green card through adjustment of status, Form 485, went up significantly, and forms related to employment visas, like H-1B petitions, saw a fee jump of over $100 in some cases. Even the premium processing fee, which many use to fast-track their applications, went from $1,500 to as high as $2,805 depending on the form. This affects tourists extending stays, students changing status, and businesses sponsoring workers. What's worse, there's no grace period. If you send the wrong fee, your application will be rejected. So double-check the USCIS fee calculator before you apply or risk wasting time and money. Number 2. New H-1B and H-2 visa rules. The USCIS is enforcing a brand new rule that reshapes how H-1B and H-2 visa applications work. These visas are used by foreign workers, from tech professionals to seasonal laborers. The updates aim to modernize the system and include provisions like clearer definitions for job roles, more flexibility in employment start dates, and streamlined petition processing. But the most critical change? USCIS is releasing an updated version of Form 129, and if you file using an older version after the deadline, your application will be automatically rejected. Number 3. H-1B registration process overhauled. If you're applying for an H-1B work visa in 2025, here's something critical. USCIS has completely overhauled the registration system. The selection process is now beneficiary-centric. That means the lottery now selects individual workers, not the employers. Why? To stop abuse of the system where one applicant might get multiple lottery entries from different employers. Under this new system, each foreign worker can only be entered once, and the employer must submit their passport number during registration. If your passport changes after registering, you have to start over. Employers are now on the hook for accurate submissions and a $10 registration fee per worker. This new setup is designed to make things fairer, but it also means no second chances. Miss a detail? You're out of the lottery. If you're a worker or sponsor, your clock is ticking. Get your registration right or get left behind. Number 4. I-94 goes digital at land borders. Let's talk about a subtle rule that trips up travelers. The I-94 form, your official record of entry into the United States. If you're entering the U.S. by land, say, from Canada or Mexico, you're no longer handed a paper I-94 at the border. Since 2023, Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, has gone fully digital. That means when you enter the U.S. by car, bus, or on foot, your I-94 is automatically created online. But here's the catch. You won't be told unless you ask. And if you don't download your I-94 yourself, you might have trouble proving your legal status to schools, employers, or landlords. So right after entering, head to the official CBP website or the CBP One app, enter your passport details, and print your electronic I-94. It takes just a minute, but skipping it could lead to major headaches down the line, especially for long stays or visa adjustments. Number 5. You now need ESTA, even at land borders. Here's a surprising one. If you're from a visa waiver country like the UK, Japan, or Germany, you probably already know you need an ESTA to fly into the US. But now, even if you're driving across from Canada or Mexico, you still need ESTA pre-approval. That's right. Since recent DHS updates, ESTA is now mandatory for all entry types, including land borders. It's a small detail, but one that's cost travelers thousands in denied entries and last-minute travel delays. ESTA applications must be submitted online at least 72 hours before travel and cost $21. If you thought you could just roll up to the border with a smile and a passport, think again. Border agents are now strictly enforcing this rule. Number 6. no extensions or changes inside the U.S. This is one of the most misunderstood rules by international travelers. If you're entering the U.S. using the visa waiver program, your visit is limited to 90 days and it's a hard limit. That means no extensions, no change of status, and no just one more week excuses. Overstay even by 1 day and you risk being banned from future ESTA use and possibly from getting a U.S. visa at all. Number 7. ESTA fee is now $21, no exceptions. It might not sound like much, but even this small change has caught many travelers off guard. The cost of applying for ESTA jumped from $14 to $21. It's a one-time payment, but it applies every time you submit a new application, whether it's because your passport expired, your name changed, or your last ESTA simply ran out. ESTA is valid for 2 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. And here's an important reminder. Only apply through the official CBP website. Many third-party websites charge double or triple the actual fee, and in some cases, they're outright scams. So save yourself money and stress. Go straight to the source. If you're planning a trip to the U.S. in 2025 and are eligible for ESTA, just remember, budget that $21 into your plans and apply early to avoid last-minute issues. Number 8. COVID-19 vaccine rules are gone. Here's some good news. As of May 12, 2023, the U.S. has officially dropped all COVID-19 entry requirements. That means no proof of vaccination, no negative tests, and no more tracking apps or quarantine rules. The vaccine mandate had been in place since 2021 for all non-immigrant travelers, tourists, students, and business visitors. But now, you can fly into the U.S. without showing anything related to COVID. This was part of a broader rollback of federal pandemic measures, and it applies to all visa and ESTA travelers. However, just because there's no legal requirement doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared. Some airlines or destination cities may still have their own guidance or health protocols, and in the rare case of new outbreaks or emergency declarations, policies could shift quickly. So while you're free to enter without a COVID card, always double-check with your airline, stay up to date on health alerts, and travel responsibly. Number 9. Expect biometrics at every U.S. border checkpoint. Gone are the days of just handing over a passport and getting a stamp. In 2025, biometric screening is becoming the standard for entering, and even leaving the U.S. CBP has massively expanded its use of facial recognition, fingerprint scans, and even iris scans. For example, when boarding international flights out of the U.S., your photo is often taken at the gate and automatically matched to your passport. This isn't optional. If you're a foreign national, regardless of visa type, you'll undergo biometric screening. And for some categories like asylum or visa renewals, even more advanced checks are being introduced. What's more, facial recognition systems are now installed at over 200 airports and land border points. U.S. citizens can technically opt out, but for most travelers, it's now part of the standard inspection process. The advice: don't be surprised when a camera flashes at customs or the officer asks for more than just your passport. Number 10. Overstay by 1 day? You could face a 3 or 10-year ban. This one is deadly serious and most people have no idea it exists. If you're in the U.S. on a visa and you overstay your permitted time, you could trigger an automatic re-entry ban under U.S. immigration law. Here's how it works. If you overstay by more than 180 days but leave before hitting 1 year, you're barred from re-entering the U.S. for 3 years. Overstay longer than 1 year? You're banned for 10 years. This applies to visa holders like B1, B2 tourists, F1 students, and H1B workers who are issued an I-94 arrival departure record. The I-94's admit until date is the official limit. Miss it without filing for an extension or adjustment, and your stay becomes unlawful presence. Many travelers miscalculate their stay and don't realize they're in violation until it's too late. So always double-check your I-94, track your days carefully, and if you need to stay longer, file the right forms before your time runs out. Number 11. Got a new passport? Your ESTA is now invalid. A final rule that often goes unnoticed but ruins trips every week is this. Your ESTA is linked to your passport. That means if you renew your passport, change your name, or get a new passport number for any reason, your old ESTA is no longer valid, even if it hasn't expired, even if you just got approved a few months ago. Customs and Border Protection has made this very clear. Every ESTA must match the passport it was issued with. If you show up at the airport with a valid ESTA but a different passport number, you won't be allowed to board. It's that simple. So what should you do? If you get a new passport, log on to the official ESTA website and submit a brand new application using your updated passport info. The good news? It only takes a few minutes and $21. The bad news? If you forget, your trip could be over before it starts.